Love-inspired suspense and Harper Audio present Standing Watch by Terri Reid, performed by Tanya Eby. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose. Romans 8:28. To my wonderful husband, who loves me well. 1. 210. Interpretive Park Ranger Eden Kelsey counted each step of the Presidential Trail staircase leading to the observation deck below the iconic memorial at Mount Rushmore National Memorial, South Dakota. The crisp early morning air cooled her face, but her uniform's light green, long-sleeved cotton shirt kept her body warm, and her flat-brimmed hat shaded her face. The June sun tipped over the tree line of ponderosa pine, aspen, and spruce, chasing away the shadows of the park. But not the shadows on her heart. Every morning for the past 6 years, Eden walked her daily patrol ahead of the public, who were just now beginning to arrive, looking for any trash or graffiti that the tourists who visited the park the day before might have left behind. But today, her heart wasn't fully engaged in her job. 300. She continued to count as she forced each foot onto the next stair. The paved path wound through the park in a series of zigzagging staircases around the magnificent trees scattered over the hill, toward the outcropping of granite rock. There, visitors could pause on the terrace below the 4 presidents' faces chiseled into the stone mountain before moving down another set of stairs. Fatigue pulled at her. The bouts of emotional upheaval were disturbing her sleep and upsetting her stomach. Though she hadn't had much of an appetite, her waistline seemed to be expanding. Focusing required more brain power lately. She supposed sorrow over her marriage ending was bound to wreak havoc on her system. Her husband, Zach, had moved out 2 months ago, and they'd had little contact since. She missed him, but it was for the best, especially after how they'd left things. The relationship was over. Her gaze roamed back and forth along the wooded terrain on either side of the staircase, searching for anything out of place. Unfortunately, some didn't abide by the law and snuck into the park after hours or off the official trails. The sound of voices, that of a man and a woman, raised in anger, drifted on the breeze. Abandoning her counting, she hurried up the last few flights of stairs and reached the Talus Terrace observation deck to see a bushy, blonde-haired man wearing mirrored sunglasses, jeans, and a bulky jacket, arguing with one of the younger park rangers, Lindsay Nash. The petite brunette kept to herself most of the time. Eden hadn't spent much time with Lindsay, and had only a handful of conversations with her, learning she was from Pennsylvania. Suddenly, the man lunged forward, towering over Lindsay as his hands wrapped around her throat, knocking her flat-brimmed hat askew. Before Eden could even blink or move, he'd pushed Lindsay back against the railing. The young ranger scratched at the man's gloved hands, her eyes rolling back as he strangled her. A rush of adrenaline and fear coursed through Eden as she hurried forward to help Lindsay. "Hey!" Eden shouted, and grabbed for her radio on her shoulder. The man's head turned in Eden's direction. She couldn't see his eyes behind his glasses, but the sneer on his lips gave her pause. He released Lindsay, who crumpled to the ground in a heap. "Please, God, don't let her be dead." The thought barely formed before the man pivoted and lurched in long, rapid strides toward Eden. Self-preservation kicked in. She raced to the railing and hopped over, landing 6 feet down onto the dirt ground. Momentum had her falling forward, releasing her hold on the radio. She tucked and rolled. The impact reverberated through her limbs as dirt and debris bit into her flesh through the cotton of her uniform. A thud and grunt came from the man as he landed not far away. He'd followed her over the stair railing. Eden scrambled to her feet and ran down the hill toward the park entrance. "Help! Someone help me!" she cried, praying that her voice would carry through the park and maybe one of the other rangers getting ready for their morning tour would hear and come to her aid. Her hands fumbled to re-grasp the radio.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?